I don't trust the bits that are inexpensive just for safety reasons. I don't want to have a piece of carbide come flying off when it's spinning really fast and hits some wood or a knot, comes off and flies around and hurts me, my eye, or somebody else in the shop. This is the best T-track cutter for shop-made T-track. No, this is the best T-track cutter for shop-made T-track. In the Smart Woodshop, both in my projects, but particularly in the Smart tools, I use shop-made T-track heavily. I much prefer making my T-track out of wood being an integral part of my tools versus like doing a dado and dropping in like an aluminum T-track. This is the Pro extension for the Smart Station miter extension. And you can see here that I have this T-track that's cut into this as opposed to having, again, a dado cut and then metal or aluminum T-track cut in. Cutting in T-track started with my first Smart router table, which is 5 or 6 years ago. Before that, I used aluminum T-track in the original Total Station before the Smart Station was developed later. In this router fence, you can see that this T-track here is cut in. When I did use aluminum T-track, and if I needed to use any today, this would be my T-track of choice. There's lots on the market, but this is by far the best quality, and there's other reasons as well. But this cutter doesn't exactly match it, but it's close. This is a little bigger than this is. The advantage of the small cutter is the ability to trap bolt heads. This one, for example, works great. One of the benefits of it is you can use a standard hex bolt. You don't have to have a special bolt. And when it's slid in there, it locks it in from turning. So if you've got a knob, you can tighten it right down. You don't have to worry about the head spinning. This bit I still use. It's a high-end Whiteside bit. What it does not do is make the through cut. To make that cut, I have to use another bit. So the first pass is with a straight cutter. I use these upcut spirals, make that cut through, and then set up the T-slot cutter bit and pass that through. So it's 2 operations to get that. Not a big deal, but it would be nice if that cutter were built into the shaft. There are some bits out there I've found that offer that, but router bits are one of the, any blade, are one of the tools that I don't go to the cheaper ones. There's a lot of very inexpensive bits and blades out there with carbide, welded on or attached. And with these bits, what they have to go through, cutting through wood and the friction, the high speed, I don't trust the bits that are inexpensive. Just for safety reasons, I don't want to have a piece of carbide come flying off when it's spinning really fast and hits some wood or a knot, comes off and flies around and hurts me, my eye, or somebody else in the shop. So for me, it's not worth saving money. I'm going to go with the highest quality bits. A few years ago, one of the Smart fam in a comment talked about this style of cutter right here. This happens to also be a Whiteside, and it cuts a much larger T-track with an angle on it, and the shaft has carbide on it and makes the through cut. So this is with a single pass, I can make this cut. That's this one right here. So you can see I can make this whole cut in one pass. The larger cutter will not trap a bolt head. You'd have to find something custom or take a piece of aluminum, and I thought about doing this, the size of this, maybe a square, and then thread it. So it'd be a lot of extra work, and then put your bolt through that. So it's not impossible, but it doesn't matter to me because a couple of the Smart fam, again, some years ago, pointed out these cam locks that they were using with some of my tools, particularly with the router fence, liking it better than the knobs that I used to use. And the advantage to these is that they pull up and lock, so the bolt head doesn't need to be anything special. It doesn't need to be able to be trapped. That's exactly how the Pro Stop works, as well as the regular stops on the Smart Station. I upgraded mine from this cut to this cut. So they were already cut, the smaller one, and I just ran them through the bigger one and just enlarged it because it's taking away wood. So it was an easy update. This now I can take my flip stop, move it to wherever I want it, and then with this cam just push it down, and now it's not going to move. And again, I don't have to spin it, so having the head get trapped has been a non-issue. The reason I am bringing all of this up is that I just did my first shop tour in this new series with Paul, and it's either already aired or it's going to air very soon. He pointed this out. We were looking at his router table, and he was actually one of the two Smart fam that brought these cam locks to my attention. I think Les was the other one. You've seen some of his videos as well. And again, I found because of their bringing them to my attention, I adopted them because I found them to be fairly economical and to be a big advancement in my production for setting up my tools, or particularly for making adjustments. I can show you on this brand new router table design. This is actually the first redesign from the original back 5 or 6 years ago, this one, but it's not done yet. So this isn't anything that you have access to. I need to put it through its paces first. But one of the main differences between this design and this design is this had a slot and then a recess on the back. And so when I dropped this on, because of that design, it made it a little finicky to get the bolts to drop through and the washer to drop through and to pull up. The cam locks helped a lot, or the cam levers helped a lot with that, but still, even now with this one, I have to fiddle with it every time. Whereas this one has this T-slot cut into it, and so it has a base on the bottom. It's not cut all the way through. So when I take this, nothing special there. It's the same fence that was on that one or the other one just like it. See how easy that was? I didn't even have to look. Just drop it in and it went right on. And now I can slide it up to wherever I want to make my cut. And then I have to first, see, I could spin it just to get it close, but once it's installed, I don't have to do that unless I really want to tighten it down. So I just flip the cam loose. So now I just pop those loose, I adjust it to where I want it. I get my one side done, and then I can fine tune with the other, lock it on, and now it's firm. So I really like that. This has made a big difference. And so if this proves out, this part of it, I will be announcing this updated design. But if you already have this router table, I think we're going to be able to just kind of update it. Might have a few extra cuts, but this is the original prototype here. It already has a lot of extra cuts. That's typically what I do, is keep modifying my own and making minor improvements. This is also slightly smaller, but there's a different reason for that I'll talk about in another video. As I started to say earlier in this video, when I met up with Paul to do his shop tour earlier this week, we were talking about this issue, and he prefers the smaller cut to trap that bolt head, even though he does use the cams, these same ones. So he was struggling a little, not struggling with it, but he found that it would still spin and had some problems with it. But I'm not having that problem. This works really well for me, and no trick cameras here. This is, you saw me drop it on, take it off, drop it on, and I can do it here on these front holes as well. So it's really easy for me to get on, and once I get it there, you know, it isn't going to move. It just works. If you were talking to both Paul and I at the same time and you asked our opinions, Paul would say he prefers this cut, the smaller one, if he wants to trap that bolt head. And if you ask me, I prefer to go with the larger one. There's one other thing the larger one does that the smaller one doesn't, and that is accept F-clamps. So with this, you can see that the F-clamp will kind of go in there, but it doesn't really, no, not at all. I mean, you can kind of push it in, but not that well. So it's not designed to work with those, but with this cut, it's actually designed for that. This is actually more of a slot wall cut, if you're familiar with that. But these are meant to slide in there, and then they will clamp flush. I don't do that a lot, but it is nice to have that option. If you decide to go with the larger slot wall style G-Track cutter that I prefer, then this is the white side. This is the one that I introduced in that video when I first switched to this style of cut. But after that video, I found the CMT brand, which I really like. It's one of my favorite brands for cutters. Theirs looks different, but it's actually the same. This one, instead of being full round, has a cutaway, and the CMT, they didn't cut it away, so it's a full round, but it gives you the same cut. It's the same quality level as the white side, in my opinion, but it's quite a bit less expensive. So this is the one that if I knew about it in the beginning, I would have started with this one. So again, I'll put my affiliate links for those tools directly in the description of this video. But remember, you can always go to the smartwoodshop.com, go to Ron's store, and there's different categories in there. The only tools and materials in my store are ones that I use. So they're curated by me. If I don't use them, my personal choice, then they're not in the store. What you will find in the store are the smart plans, all of them. The smart bench, the smart station, the smart router table, the cradle, the carts, all of the accessories that work with the smart system. And I think there might be 12, 13 plans right now, as well as the Smart Woodshop itself. You can go there and purchase those plans, and the beauty of the system is you can download them instantaneously 24/7, 365. Mahalo for hanging out with me in the Smart Woodshop.